Hello everyone! Today we'll be exploring a complete gameplay of Euler's Golden Pie and seeing how players use creativity, associations, and storytelling to remember long digit sequences. Each player begins by selecting a digit card from one of the 3 decks. The digit cards are set aside and the game begins. First we will take a look at the red player. This is the red player's digit card. The red player now begins the encode phase. Note that all 50 digits cannot be effectively formed into a single story, using the available peg cards, so the sequence is broken down into smaller sets of 20 digits. The red player carefully chooses the peg cards to use and create the story. The red player now begins the build phase. Using the selected peg cards, the goal is to create a connected and memorable story that represents the first 20 digits of the sequence. This week, while waiting at a traffic light, I noticed a beehive hanging from a nearby flagpole. Suddenly, the bees started flying up towards a bright rainbow after the rain. Later, while eating noodles with chopsticks beside a small candle, I watched the bees fly back down towards a stop sign outside the restaurant. On the sidewalk, a drummer walked past while skipping 3 times, singing about the 9 planets like some street performer. Then, while drinking a double-double coffee, I solved a Rubik's Cube and gave a huge high five to a person skipping before heading home. From this point onward, the encode and build phases will be shown without further explanation. Now let's take a look at the green player. This is the green player's digit card. The green player now begins the build and encode phases. Today, I was riding my tricycle for half an hour when I had to stop when a few people were crossing the road talking about the continents. I ate noodles with chopsticks while watching the hockey match after I had parked my tricycle in the garage. Outside, I saw the snow fall down and a person skipping his way up the stairs. I got bored, so I tried to high-five my cat. When it didn't work, I tried again. At night, under the candlelight, I saw my cat sleeping on my phone, which I had bought for a 50% discount, and paid $3. From this point onward, the encode and build phases will be shown without further explanation. The players now enter the recall phase. In this phase, they exchange digit cards and take turns reciting their digit sequences. By decoding the stories they created during the encode and build phases, the players reconstruct the original digit sequences from memory. The red player now begins the recall phase. Using the story created during the encode and build phases, the player reconstructs the original 50-digit sequence. During this time, the red player's digit card remains with the green player for verification. Now the green player begins the recall phase. They will also use the stories they created during the encode and build phases to reconstruct the original 50-digit sequence. During this time, the green player's digit card remains with the red player for verification. This concludes the recall phase. At the end of the game, the player who correctly recalls the greatest number of digits in the original sequence is declared the winner. This concludes the gameplay demonstration of Euler's Golden Pie. For additional rules, frequently asked questions, and more information about the game, please visit the links provided in the description.